All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Something Super Podcast. I'm Steve.
Mark.
And guys, today we have the pleasure of hosting Listen 3000 yet again. So guys, go ahead, give yourselves your intro.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I am Cesar.
And I'm ZENN, and we're from Listen 3000. Here to talk some Doctor Strange, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so excited, so excited.
We all recently saw this between opening night and opening day. So now we are here to give you the spoiler-filled breakdown and our own personal opinions on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So, guys, as our guests, we'd like you to start. Give us some of your thoughts and feelings on this movie.
You go first, then.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
All right, just like a little oversight thing to it. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought the story they were trying to tell, that they told it, and I have no problems with the way they went about it. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like from the stuff that we assumed that they cut out, like they trimmed a lot of fat, and they got to like, it was a fast-paced movie from the top to the bottom. You know what I mean? And I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I agree with most of the things you said, too.
Okay.
Like, I did like it a lot. I still think it was a good movie. I just feel like it wasn't a Doctor Strange movie, or it wasn't Doctor Strange in the madness of the multiverse. I feel like it almost wasn't really a multiverse movie if you just take out America Chavez.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think that was one of the big things for me. Like, I thought we were going to be traveling to other multiverses and like having a little bit more interactions with I mean, we had the one universe that was like the futuristic style, and Doctor Strange was dead, which was cool. Okay, like you got me, into a different universe, and I respect that. But I feel like even if you added one more universe, give me one more, a little something. And I mean, they did that like that travel through where like they changed shape, and they were like, he's like, were we paint at one point? And she was like, yeah, like you don't want to be there. And like, okay, like I respect that. We saw a bunch of different stuff. There was like dinosaurs in one, and I'm cool with that. But I feel like if they just added an extra 20 minutes to that movie where they had to like, overcome an obstacle in another universe, maybe like everyone was trying to kill them, whatever the case was, give me something a little bit more. But yeah, I think I have like the hottest take on this. So Mark, I'm going to let you start.
Uh-oh.
I mean, me personally, I loved it. Like, there were flaws, like, any movie has them, but like this one, like there was nothing glaring. Like for me personally, this was a very dark movie, and I'm really happy that they started going that way, because we have the Punisher now, we have Blade now, we have Moon Knight. Like, we're letting these characters be able to be those gritty characters, and they're slowly transitioning from, if you guys watch WWE, they're kind of go from like the PG era backwards now. We're hitting like ruthless aggression, eventually to attitude era. And that's where we're going to the horror side of things. And I really like that they're doing that. I mean, technically, I do agree with you, though. Doctor Strange, like, I rank him third out of like the most important characters in this movie. It's literally Wanda's number one. Number two is America Chavez. Number three is Doctor Strange. Yep. But I mean, the title is just Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Technically, he was in the Multiverse of Madness. He might not have done too much.
True.
But no, for me though, I'm with you, man. I'm over I would go back and see it in theaters again.
Oh, I very much plan on it. I'll
yeah, me too.
Do that.
Me too.
Yeah. Here's my favorite thing about the movie, and it is hands down, like downright different than every other Marvel movie in the respect that I could watch almost any Marvel trailer and be like, okay, like I get a gist of this movie. Like I have an idea of what I'm about to watch. They fucked me up so bad because every single theory, I was like, all right, they're going to meet Defender Strange. No, Defender Strange was like off the jump. He came out swinging heavy in the beginning. I was like, okay, cool. Zombie Strange is the bad guy. Wrong. Wanda's a zombie. Wrong. Like, I was like, okay, we're cool. Yep. No, this is fine. I was like, that monster that threw the bus at Doctor Strange. I was like, that's probably one of the things he absorbs when he becomes Strange Supreme. Wrong. I was like, there was just so much shit that I saw that I was like, I hope this is exactly what's going to happen. And I'm not mad that it didn't happen that way. Don't get me wrong. The things that killed me was they had such a big reveal. We had the mutants be revealed. We had What If live action. We had Black Bolt, who most people don't even know who the hell that is. Like, all of these characters, the Fantastic Four, we're now like retconning everything else and bringing in a new era of Fantastic Four. And they fucking died. Like, if you watch the show Invincible, it was essentially that. Like, Omni-Man walked in and just wiped that version of the Justice League. And Wanda did it with like airtight precision. Like, there was nothing that they could have done to stop her.
As she should.
Bro.
And that's the
She's,
thing.
she's possessing the Darkhold, and she's already one of the strongest magic wielders
Correct.
in the
That is
MCU
true.
before that. And
Now-
it's not even Wanda, it's the Scarlet Witch, which is
Correct.
a different entity, which has years and millions of years of knowledge. So, like, yes, the fact that she went in and torched them, like, I get why they did it. Like, I agree with you. They took them out way too quick. However, that means that they must exist in other universes.
Sure.
So they're going to bring them back in 616, which I'll get to that in a
I
second
love
too.
that. I love that reference, by the way.
I'll get back to that in a second though. But like, you have to show how powerful Wanda is. She already took out Kamertage and everybody fucking there. She is now dream walking inside of herself, just angry as shit, stomping through glass. Like, one of the biggest grapes I had, I'm like, you can fly.
That is
And
true.
you're just stomping around.
Yeah.
And it's not even like that version of her couldn't fly, because when she left her in the other dimension by the
flew
way
off.
they
She
took the
flew.
book, she flew off. So it's like
Yeah.
it's not even like you can't do that, because it didn't seem like the kids had their powers.
No, but
True.
because she's a Nexus being, technically, like you said,
She's the same in every
yeah,
universe.
she's the same in every universe. So even if she possessed herself, like, you were essentially the same exact thing that you just were.
Yeah.
She could have just had the Scarlet Witch outfit come on. So I don't know if you guys noticed. So obviously this is like not immediately after WandaVision, but like not too long after. Her costume changed
Yeah.
slightly.
Yeah.
it did.
Mhm.
It was a little more dark. It was a little more
Yeah, it
gritty,
is.
which I liked.
Mhm.
I love the fact that, again, like you had that part where like Doctor Strange in the trailer, he goes and meets her in like the apple field, and he's like, I do you know any, what do you know about the multiverse of madness? Or I'm sorry, what do you know about the multiverse? And
Only thing I predicted right was that was a mirage. Only thing I predicted right.
and
I
I'm
was
sitting there and I was
way
like,
off
I
on
thought he
everything
was going to
else.
get her to help him, and like there was going to be something that caused her to turn. No, that was her. She was already fucking hunting this chick. And I was
Nah,
like, holy
facts.
shit,
Yeah.
you're the one.
Yeah.
God damn it, I love this. Like,
That wasn't mine.
it was just
Nah,
wild.
facts.
It was.
Dude, I tell you, she's my favorite Marvel character next to probably
Magneto.
Venom. Magneto, Venom, and
Mhm.
her are like,
Okay.
and I mean, they're father and daughter, so they kind of
True.
count the same.
Right.
But like, people don't realize, like, she's an Omega level mutant.
Yeah.
I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, she
now
is.
that the mutants are technically in this, I would like to see her, if the Marvel takes over the X-Men universe, I'd like to see her cross over.
I wanted some type of Magneto reference.
Yeah.
so bad. I know I wasn't gonna get it. I just wanted it so bad.
Nah,
Just-
that was one of the things I was like, I was hoping that we get by the time the movie was over, is that some type of real substantial mutant connection
Right,
or some type of
right.
explanation for the mutants in the 616. But I guess we have to wait longer for that. But
yeah,
I
we
mean,
do.
Can we just talk about real quick? How did Mysterio know it was Earth 616?
That's a good question.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Because he did say that. I mean, he
Yes,
was
he
lying
did.
about the rest of that stuff, but he
Yeah.
did. That was spot on.
Yeah, how would he have known that?
It's a good
Did
question.
he get it from Nick Fury?
Now, okay, so Mysterio comes from what movie?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Far From Home.
Now, Spider-Man, this is one of my big plot hole questions as to what goes on in fucking Spider-Man movies. Adrian Toomes in Morbius, after the No Way Home events, went back to a different universe. So maybe he is aware that there is a multiverse.
Oh, he would
And-
have to, right?
So like,
That happened
Really?
after
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
Spider-Man.
but somehow Adrian Toomes ended up because Spider-Man 2 is where you introduced Mysterio.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1 is where you met the Vulture. So like maybe the Vulture was aware that he was not from that universe, and that's why he was like using his brains to build different tech because he was from a universe where like that tech is normal. And
So you're saying he originally wasn't from our universe. He traveled
Right.
to 616.
that's why he went
somehow.
back. Yeah, that's why he went back after the No
Oh,
Way
that
Home.
would explain
make
why. 'Cause
sense
that
why he
literally we
went-
was asking like, yo, why is he? They just put him back
Wow.
in. Like it was weird.
Okay, so
But that would explain why
just
he.
playing devil's advocate off it, then how would the whole daughter thing happen in this?
Because maybe he
Universe.
popped in like early or maybe I mean so here's
Who knows how long he was there?
Right,
who
how-
knows,
good
A,
point,
who knows how
good
long
point.
he was there,
Yeah.
and B, who knows if there wasn't another Adrian Toomes that he like killed because there can only be one per universe.
True.
Mhm.
That is true.
True.
So maybe he like came in, found him, he was a lesser version of him. He killed him, kind of like Kang the Conqueror does.
Right.
Popped in, did that whole thing, took over his life.
That'd be crazy.
That would be.
nuts.
I like that theory. To be honest with you.
Me too.
That is
Yeah.
a good theory. Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how about we got a glimpse of the living tribunal?
Yes, we did.
Right, for one sec. It was
Yeah.
sick though.
It was.
It
sick.
was. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'm excited for with like Ant-Man and Wasp and Quantum Mania.
Me too.
So like we're prepping for now like active time travel with that. We have multiverse, and I mean we're about to before even now all that happens, we have Thor coming out. So we got
Mhm.
a whole mess of shit coming down the pipeline. My one big thing, again, like I said, I think the movie was too short. I was prepping for like a 2.5, 3 hour movie. I felt like they tried to fit way too much stuff into
It
a
was
2 hour
originally
movie.
246.
Yeah.
They cut it
Yeah,
down to like
yeah.
205.
And that's
Yeah.
a good
Taking out
amount.
40 minutes, like that's a whole
That's
lot of
yeah.
storytelling. And I felt the
Mhm.
same thing happened.
Look
with
at the
Moon
Snyder
Knight.
cut.
I know, but we're not going to get a fucking Raimi cut.
No, that's
Right.
Sam
Maybe.
Raimi, you never fucking
Maybe.
know.
That's true. But I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe it was stuff that deviated from the plot too much that they thought they should cut it out. That's the only thing I can assume.
It probably just made it look more like
It wasn't Doctor
a Doctor
Strange's.
Strange movie.
I
So
was
they were
gonna
just
say
like
one thing I read, and Steve, you touched on it earlier when we were talking. Like Wanda apparently was supposed to kill like a lot more people.
Yeah, I did hear that.
So I'm assuming that they probably cut that out because we saw literally how fucking gruesome. Like she took people out.
True.
Bro, I asked you in the theater, and I asked y'all now, like, do y'all think she really can be redeemed? Because she really slaughtered a lot of sorcerers. Like, it was that one scene when she was going to get America after she killed so many of them. It was a guy still alive on the ground, and she just incinerated him and just walked past. Like, that was crazy. Some of the stuff that they did in this movie, bro, is when you think about it, you go back and you, like, watch it again, and you, like, they really did that.
Yeah.
They did that,
No,
too.
that's
Like, it
true.
was some things I'm
That's
like, yo, I
true.
was surprised that they went.
I mean, they might just keep her a darker character for a while.
Maybe.
Yeah,
honestly.
so I don't think she's going to be a redeemed character at this point because the only redemption that she had was Vision and Captain America.
Good point.
Captain America, so Vision was her like ground. That was the person that kept her grounded and kept her happy. And Captain America was like her biggest defender. He's like, she's just a kid. No,
Yeah.
she might be like 22, 23 years old, but she just killed the freaking the Illuminati without
Yeah.
lifting a goddamn finger. Like she made it too easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had a Captain Marvel, you had the fucking Captain Carter, you have for Black Bolt. I was not ready for that.
That's me neither.
Bro,
That's what I was about to ask. Which was your favorite death, everyone? What was
My
your
favorite death was probably Professor X, just because of how it happened. Like
It
he
was-
went
it
in
was
there, he
insane.
went and did his thing. I thought that was going to be like the redemption arc.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to do his due diligence and save her like he does so many other people. And she was like, "Nope, you're dead."
Bro.
Just broke his neck. I was like,
So
"Oh my
fast.
god!"
So fast.
Bro, it was
Oh my
so fast.
God.
Like, did you see how she looked when she did it though?
She
like
looked
she had
possessed.
fangs
Like,
and
oh my
like
God.
it was
so happy
crazy.
that they showed the actual Scarlet Witch in that scene. Like,
Good point.
so story time.
Okay.
I do think that she can be redeemed. And here's my here's my never going to happen storyline that I would go. She's a big fan of the X-Men comics and specifically the House of M storyline. She has said in multiple interviews that she wants to do House of M.
It's true.
She has met Charles Xavier. In her head, she has met Charles Xavier. She knows that about mutants and she knows that he's a psychic. She is now free of the Scarlet Witch. She seeks out Charles Xavier. He's trying to help her. Now we start warping into a Wanda movie that is basically House of M, and you introduce the mutants.
So you could do a reverse House of M instead of no more mutants. It's like give me the mutants, and all of the mutants come back, and that would technically bring back her children with powers.
True.
You said this theory last time we talked, and not like from the last time you said it. I'm like, that's been something. I'm like,
we just wish it was Doctor Strange,
bro. Because I'm like, that made so much sense to me. I'm like, bro, they have to do that. Like,
have to. It has to be.
She'll get what she wants. I don't know, but we'll see.
Oh, I need that way though. Perfect.
I do need to go see that movie again because I feel like I wasn't prepared. Like, if you've ever been on
I feel
like
that too. I do feel that.
Yeah. Like, have you ever been on like a roller coaster where you're just sitting there and it just snaps all like, I was like, whoa, hold on. I didn't catch that one thing. Like, give me a second. I got to catch up. I was not ready. And now, they brought in the fact that like, if you're dreaming, that is you living a multiversal life, which is like, holy shit, that's great. My favorite fucking line in that entire fucking movie was when Doctor Strange is talking to Strange Supreme and he's like, you ever have that dream when you're falling? Yeah, that was probably me. I was like,
that was insane.
Bro, and when they panned the Strange's face, he was looking like, in his head, he was like, I had that dream. Like, that was you.
Yo. Well, wait, that really makes me think of something. So that means the whole time they kind of alluded to it anyway. But when Tony Stark a while ago had that dream, that means that really happened somewhere else. Wow.
Well, I mean, that could have been one of the the 14,604 different ways that the thing went down. Like,
right. Yep. Wow.
Yeah. So
you know what I liked too? I really liked that. Like, we saw it in Iron Man, but like it's Iron Man. Like, as far as like the actual citizens go, like they're hype about like superheroes. Like in Iron Man, obviously, like when he lands, there's like a whole crowd cheering and everything. But like Doctor Strange just had like a dinner party. He just jumps over the balcony, just throws on the cape, and just takes off, and everybody like runs to the balcony to watch. Like that's all. Like people are like videotaping it, and it's like it's cool that it's like they're actually acknowledging that like, hey, there are other stars in this universe.
I did like the fact that Christine Palmer's like soon to be husband. She's like, he's a huge fan of you. Like,
oh my God.
Can you ever meet him?
That was
like,
crazy.
It's funny because he is a world-renowned surgeon, but like everyone knows him as Doctor Strange, the superhero.
Right. That is actually.
I mean, that's great. I love
it. Doctor Strange was loving it too, but also hating it at the same time.
Yeah,
he was upset. Man.
He's like, why did I have to be humbled?
Seriously.
Like, first 25 minutes of the first Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange, he'd been like all over that popularity.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Wow, I didn't even think about that.
I'm still wondering like how is like what happened in Endgame so common knowledge? Like, did somebody write a book? Was there like a movie in the universe? Like, because it seems like everybody knows exactly what happened. Like,
do they? I feel like in like Falcon and Winter Soldier, right? They kind of reference that they don't know everything that's happened. Like they don't know,
like they don't know
in certain things.
And like Black Widow and stuff. People don't know about that.
Yeah, exactly. But they might. I think everyone has experienced in some format the snap because everyone at least knows one person.
But not even the guy that talked to Doctor Strange at the wedding. He was like, "So that was the only way, the snap." Like, he did ask him that.
Yeah.
Like, and apparently and I don't know. I'm wondering like, how do they all know this?
Well, I'm sure like, in Spider-Man, they call it the blip, but like the school news did a report on it. Like, what happened? There's a bunch of kids that you literally went to school with your entire life that are now like in college and you're still like a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
So
also
like,
4 years later too. So
correct,
there's probably documentaries and things like that because it is based in the real world.
Sure.
So
I'm sure there's like a lot of stuff on it now. How they know like exact facts about what happened, I'm sure there was probably like interviews, like who saved us, what happened.
True. Some of them probably did. Knowing some of them Avengers
Yeah, they
personalities,
definitely would.
some of them did an interview. Some of them sat down
Doctor Strange,
with
mind
somebody. Yeah.
See, for me, I didn't take it as like he knew exactly what happened. For me, it was just he's kind of like grieving that it happened, and he's just like, is that the only way?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think he was asking it more of like, was there anything else you could have done?
Yeah.
Not that he's had
True.
specific knowledge
Right,
that
true
was
that.
the one true way to do
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
good
yeah.
point.
Because if you think about it, I mean, look at all the other Avengers movies. Like, they trash cities everywhere they go.
True.
So it's like, hey, couldn't you have done this like somewhere that wouldn't get trashed as much?
I mean,
Like-
they kind of did.
Yeah, their own
It
compound.
definitely did.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the events of Doctor Strange and this Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness, like Doctor Strange low key could keep this to himself. Because nobody else knows. Like, she didn't
That's a
really
good
do
point.
anything in the actual 616, like damage to anybody but Carmitage, and that's supposed to be a sorcerer's secret anyway.
secret place
So like, he
anyway.
literally could never tell anybody that this happened. Like, as far as other Avengers go, it's like, I was thinking about that too.
No,
I
absolutely.
love the fact. So like, I'm a huge fan of Wong and like how they started integrating
Me
him into
too.
different movies.
Yeah,
So like
yes.
they got him in Spider-Man, they got him in Shang-Chi. Like, but the fact that he just like shits on straight, he's like, it's common knowledge that
Custom.
you're supposed to bow to the Sorcerer Supreme. And he's like, yeah, I know the customs.
Yeah, he had some of the greatest moments, and honestly, like they could give him a show.
I would love that,
I
to
would-
be
I would
honest
love
with
it.
you, bro.
I would.
I would love that.
I would.
I like that they did like the opposite of what they did in Infinity War. Because like Infinity War, when Rhodey
about
first goes to
that.
Wakanda, he's like, "Do I bow?" And he's like, "He's a king." And like, he bows. He's like, "We don't do that here." But now this time,
Facts.
Wong's like the man. He's like, "Yo, you know what you got to do, right?"
Mm.
But I do like they're like establishing that like Doctor Strange isn't the Sorcerer Supreme. Like
True.
he's because he even said like in interviews, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, they're
Yeah.
both Benedicts, Benedict Wong and Benedict
Yeah.
Cumberbatch.
Oh wow, that's funny.
It is crazy, right?
But no, he straight up said he's because they asked him, they're like, is he the new leader of the Avengers? He's like, honestly, he's not an Avenger. He sees all above the Avengers.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't consider himself in that group.
Yeah,
He
Wong's like an
considers
offshoot.
himself.
Yeah.
Question about that: do you guys think that he will eventually be in a separate group like the Illuminati or a Midnight Suns type of other group that isn't Avengers? Because I feel like they're going to keep Doctor Strange, like Benedict Cumberbatch, for a long time. It seems like he
I
really
hope
wants
they
to.
do. I really do.
Yeah.
I would like to see him do like a 616 Illuminati because now there's like the Avengers are what we know the Avengers as. It's your Thor, your Iron Man, your Captain America, your Black Widow, Hawkeye. I mean, Hawkeye's definitely retired at this point. Like that man got put through the ringer for Christmas.
Yes, he
like,
did.
No, that's facts.
For Christmas is the worst part about
for
it.
Christmas,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I really felt for the dude. But now he's, ushering in his young Avenger, the new Hawkeye. You have Stature from Ant-Man.
Mhm.
You've got Iron Ladder, Iron Heart. You've got, all of your younger characters, Spider-Man.
Yelena, how do you forget Yelena?
Well, because she's not,
True.
she's
The
not
Bay.
young. I know she's beautiful,
the
but
Bay.
she's not
She
super
is.
young. That's the only thing that gets me. Like all the
True.
other ones are like teenagers, and then Yelena's
Yeah, she
like,
won't be a young Avenger, I don't think.
Nah. I feel like she'll be main Avengers if that's a thing.
I don't know where she would fall because, I mean, she could be Dark Avengers because I think she would fall into
Really?
that because it would be like
I-
her, Rhodey. I mean, if you wanted to
I
bring
feel like
in,
there isn't any more Avengers, honestly. I feel like
Yeah,
it's
no,
all
there's-
the side projects now. It's
Correct.
the Midnight Suns, the Young Avengers, the Dark Avengers. Like,
yeah, because the only person that is like, there's no OG Avengers left. I mean, Thor's going through space with the Guardians of the Galaxy at this point, doing his thing.
and they're handing that off, it seems like, to
Correct. Yeah, that's
for
going to be
sure.
Guardians, and then they're going to hand that off to female Thor,
Everything is getting handed off for sure.
It seemed like it,
which
yeah.
is good, and that's cool. Like we're ushering in that new era of character, and that's great. Like I think as long as we keep, and Mark and I actually talked about this prior to jumping on with you guys. Don't fan service us. I don't want you like. Don't let me vote on a character. You cast
feel
that
that.
character because you know what you're doing.
Good
I
point.
don't know what I'm doing. Like the internet is not a good place to like crowdsource things. I tell you this because there is a ship out there in the world that is named Bodie McBoatface, and that is because people voted on that. I don't trust people to vote on things.
Who's
that?
Who's Bodhi?
There's a boat. There's like a naval ship, like in the U.S. Navy, that is named Bodie McBoatface.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, okay. And that's
Because
because
that-
of
People voted on that.
wow.
Oh, wow. That's
I
crazy. I,
see.
mean, yeah.
That's a perfect example.
That and Harambe.
And Harambe. Rest in peace,
Remember
Harambe. I
Harambe?
forgot
Yeah,
about
that's crazy.
Harambe too.
But yeah, you're right. People are stupid.
Yeah, give me you do your thing. I trust those guys. I saw a couple different like Spider-Man Muerte is going to be a character. He's like essentially
Hello.
Rey Mysterio and Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It was only had 2 comic appearances, right?
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's like a real hard offshoot character. Like
Yeah.
I would even take like Spider-Man 2099 over that.
Everyone would.
Bro,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's perfect. Like, it's literally a Spider-Man that's not connected to the MCU that you could do whatever you want with,
Whatever you want.
but then you choose to do Sony.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, though. Based on what you were just saying, how do you feel about the John
I was just
Krasinski
about to ask that. Good
Fantastic
question.
Four?
So I love
What
John
happened in the
Krasinski.
movie?
I'm a huge John Krasinski fan. Like I love The Office. I love like pretty much everything he was in. Like he is a great actor. He's got
Yes,
good
he is.
range.
Yep.
My only so again, I'm not saying he's a bad
Hmm.
Mr. Fantastic, but like I saw him stretch twice. Like he stretched like in frame and then he stretched his arm out
was it.
to hit one and like that was it and he just got decimated.
It's true.
So again, like if you gave me a little bit more, give me 5 minutes with each character, like I'd be cool with that. And Black Bolt, a character that like if you don't know the comics, you don't know that guy. You have no idea who he is. And that even Doctor Strange is like, what are you? You like you have a fork on your head? Like what the hell is your job?
Mm-hmm.
So, and like he has such a cool power. I mean, he literally killed another Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
It's true.
that part was crazy.
Nuts.
So, to say the least, like these people are like super powerful, and obviously they're supposed to be the best of the best. But my concern is they don't work well together. Obviously,
That's
like
true.
they each one-on-one took on Wanda. Like if you were smart, you would have just like teamed up and did
Together,
I mean,
right.
anything.
Bro,
Christ.
I literally was waiting for that final scene when it was Captain Marvel versus.
Yeah, you thought it was going to be together,
Bro,
right?
I thought she was going to use the shield, the
Yeah,
beam.
right.
I
None of
thought
that.
it was going to be some teamwork. But also, I was wondering. I don't know if that has anything to do with them all filming things separately and people not knowing who made it, because they probably they probably don't even know until the movie came out who actually was in the movie.
Was gonna make it
because
or
it could have
not.
been other characters in that.
It definitely
Because I was wondering, like, when Mr. Fantastic died, I'm waiting for a reaction from the other two. Like, you just see 2 people die in front of you and they didn't react. So, like, I'm like, that's obvious. Like, they filmed that
separately. Yeah,
separately.
that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought the way that they killed Captain Carter was really interesting. Like the shield straight through her body.
Yeah.
And then it made me wonder, like, why has no one ever tried that with Steve Rogers before?
They could have did this a while ago.
They
Right.
could've. That's crazy.
Like, I'm not saying it necessarily would have.
Maybe Wanda just had the chaos throw. Because that was the
Like it
crazy.
was a little extra
Maybe
spice
they could
on it
never
because
throw it
it
as
was
fast as
because
they
of the
needed
dark
to.
hold. Okay,
Right.
the dark hold put some extra
She had
juice
a
on
little
the,
extra
on the
thing
spin.
behind that one, you know?
That's a good point.
Yeah, and then the whole So I love the Captain Marvel fight because Captain Marvel was probably out of the Illuminati was the one that had the most
Yes.
like fight in her.
Yeah,
Mhm,
for sure.
mhm.
And I liked the fact that it was Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
Be-
mom.
Yeah, it was because in that universe, instead of Carol Danvers, it was Maria that got hit with the blast. So like I'm cool with that. Like that is awesome. Mostly because I hate Brie Larson. But
She also killed in that part too, though.
No, she did.
She had
I
a great
want more-
cameo.
I
Like
want
she
more
acted
from
well.
that,
Yeah,
'cause she
yeah.
was
It was
not
almost like I wish I could see her more as that, but yeah.
so I was unsure as to whether they were going to go that route or whether they were going to go with Monica, who was like Photon,
Oh, it was definitely Monica
Yeah,
for sure.
and like change up the hairstyle.
Yeah,
But again, like that was fucking cool. It was a
Oh, super
different take
cool.
on Captain Marvel,
Mhm.
yeah.
and she had a lot of fight in her because she is also powered by an Infinity Stone. Now, if Wanda didn't have the Scarlet Witch inside of her, I think it would have been a fair fight.
It's
Yeah.
true. True. I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that really, I wasn't prepared for. Like when they went up to the fucking Mount Wundagore, which I've been waiting for since WandaVision. I think I referenced that in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Those fucking monsters were just like chilling there for God knows how long.
Yo.
Just waiting for her.
Yeah, just
Waiting
like
for her.
waiting for her to show up. And the second I saw the red eyes, I was like, fuck. Well,
She's in control.
Yeah, that was actually such a crazy scene.
Yeah.
How they set it up. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the justice that they did for her though. Like that is the Wanda
agree.
that I've been waiting for, and we've only been getting hints and pieces of it. Like I don't think many people registered like how she beat Captain Marvel in that fight. She literally drained the power out of her.
Yeah, she
just
did.
like when she was
Agatha.
fighting
Agatha
Yeah,
Harkness.
that
Agatha. Yeah, like so it was like, because I think even Steve, even you were like, dude, she was killed by like a statue. And I was like, yeah, but like she got turned back into a freaking mortal. Like,
True. That is insane.
Yeah.
I did like John Krasinski though, and I mean, don't forget, like, it's been confirmed that somebody else did buy Avengers Tower. It is not owned by the Avengers anymore.
It's true.
And a lot of people were like, it could be Wilson Fisk, it could be Reed Richards, and that could be the new Fantastic Four headquarters.
I feel like
Or
it's got to be at this point.
If you base it on Loki, it's Kang Tower and it's Kang the Conqueror.
That's also true.
So
Right.
again, that could be a multiversal thing.
True.
That's just like a Loki reference. But like, give me something. If you did it as like the Fantastic Four Tower, I think that would be awesome. I'm curious to see who they would cast as like the rest of the Fantastic Four. Now, this was a fan service thing for me.
He said
I
Chris
wanted
Evans.
so
Michael B.
fucking-
Jordan.
Oh,
no.
no.
Oh God,
No,
no.
see, like you can't bring Michael. He played too good of a Killmonger,
Yeah.
and he's still
Good point.
technically like active in this universe. Like if the What If universe is still there, what I wanted so bad.
I heard a
and
rumor he's still in Black Panther 2. I'm like, how is that
I'm
going to work?
If they go to the ancestral plane,
That's what I was thinking. That's the only logical way. Yeah.
I wanted so bad for like
I thought he was going to be in the Illuminati, to be honest.
I did.
That would've
too.
been
That was one of my predictions, was that he was one of the ones, but I was wrong.
no, I wanted Chris Evans to be Johnny Blaze, or not,
That would have
whatever
been
the fuck,
cool.
or
That would've
Storm,
been-
yeah,
it would've been-
fucking
Johnny Storm.
It would've been.
Johnny Storm. Like I wanted him so fucking bad to be just like as a cameo. Like, wait, don't I know you? Like,
No, seriously.
Right.
and then you just hit me with a flame on. And again, that's a me thing. Like I knew that wasn't gonna happen, but god
As
damn
he
it,
says,
that
I
would've
don't
been so
want
Yeah.
cool.
fan service.
But there obviously is a Secret Wars happening.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah,
very
absolutely.
obvious.
Bro,
So,
this movie laid to me like some of the most groundwork for it.
yeah,
just
for
some of
sure.
the concepts they
the
introduced,
references,
like the incursions
and stuff. Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
They kind of said that they like looked at the screen a few times. Incursions.
No, seriously,
Incursions.
yeah, just so you know.
Yeah, like
But though, I heard that, rumors. But like I've heard that they took out a lot of cameos so that they could save a lot of the retro cameos, like from the older Marvel movies,
Sure.
like the ones like that, like Johnny Storm or
yeah.
Wolverine. You know what I
would've been
mean?
cool.
Just one time. But I heard all of them are supposed, at least a good amount should be there for. Even the Tom Cruise one, everyone was hearing,
Right.
like the Tom Cruise Iron Man.
Iron Man,
They said
yeah,
there's all
superior.
supposed to pop up in Secret Wars because it's supposed to be like a trilogy.
Okay. See, and I'd be cool with
yeah.
that. Like, give me the cameos. Like, again, don't like bullshit me. Give me some good casting. I think Tom Cruise would be an interesting choice because he did originally try out to be Iron Man.
Yeah.
And again, even if he was in there for like a brief second, whatever, do your thing. I want to see them do right by the Fantastic Four. Don't get me wrong. Like, I
Fine.
loved Michael B. Jordan in that movie, but the movie was so slow. Like, it just drug out. I mean, I felt like the first 45 minutes of the movie were pointless. Like, it gave you a very little backstory and then hit you real quick with like, okay, we got powers and now we're going to save the world. All right. If you can bring me some new X-Men, like I loved the X-Men movies growing up. I thought they were all awesome. Obviously, like you have the casting in it that really made that movie. But I think if Marvel took over and added their own sort of spin to it, I think it would be just as good, if not better.
Do you
And
want
again,
them to go young? Oh, sorry. I was wanted
go
to know.
ahead.
Do you want them to go younger for X-Men, or do you want them to keep it like around the same, like older, but we're just getting new actors.
I'd be cool with younger because longevity.
Me too.
True.
So like I love the fact that Tom Holland is as young as he is because he could be Spider-Man for another 10 years and
I
I'd be okay with
always say that. Yep.
Right.
Yep,
And
yep.
I'm not saying you don't have to get me, you know, Professor X when he's a teenager, but you get me
Right.
like that James McAvoy age Professor X, or even take it a little bit older than that. Give me like, you know, a 40-year-old, mid-40s
Right.
Professor
Mhm.
X. Like
Oh, yeah.
he's mastered his powers, but he's still kind of, you know, building the school to, you know, whatever the case is.
Mhm.
Give me that. Give me a younger Cyclops, Storm, you know, all of those people that are like Beast. Give me those
Yep.
characters. Mystique. Come on, man. Like I need that. But in the MCU, because Mystique would be a fucking force to be reckoned
Oh
with.
yeah, the MC.
Bro.
Oh my god, I
Bro.
need that. No, I
would
actually
be
do.
so
Is
crazy.
there any X-Men characters that they haven't used that you guys know of that you want them to bring into the MCU? Like
I like that movie.
I would
Well,
just
not that
because
one.
it's
I
an
like the second one.
X-Men
But yeah.
universe movie. You know what I mean?
But
But
because I want to see Gambit.
Yes.
I mean, so bad. No, that's a
good
perfect one.
Gambit.
That's
and like
perfect.
they used him in that, and that's why I was asking. But like,
Yeah.
I got you.
It
you
was
only got
brief.
like, and it
Super
was
brief.
brief, but it was
Mhm.
good.
Oh, yeah,
It
it was
was.
great.
Like
Did-
that fight scene was great.
Did
If
you
I
know
had to-
that Channing Tatum was supposed to be a Gambit, and he was supposed to like help write it or something too?
Yeah, helping executive
He
producer
would
and
have
all
made a
that.
decent Gambit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like
Literally,
looks
I think
wise, I
wasn't
think
it-
he would have played well into it.
Weren't they about to start filming and then they
Yeah,
canceled
then
it?
they canceled it.
Like they literally was about
It was
like,
because
the
of
next,
the Fox deal.
Yeah.
But they knew it was about to happen, and then they like shut it down. Yeah.
So if I had to pick one character that I would like to see, I'm never going to see it because I just don't think it's ever going to happen. He's too small of a character, but Mimic. So Mimic has like the powers of the original 5 X-Men.
Wait,
Okay.
what? All of those
All of
powers?
them. So his powers
Whoa.
essentially he mimics and then possesses your power.
Oh, so he's kind of like Rogue a little bit.
Kind of, except he keeps it.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh
fire.
yeah. Now why wouldn't they bring Mimic?
Because
in?
that's
That sounds
I
like
mean,
a.
for the Fox universe, that was way too OP. Like you're never gonna match that kind of power. Like, what are you gonna? That's like essentially
True, what are you
bringing the
gonna do
Scarlet
against
Witch
that?
into that
That's a
universe.
good
Just
point.
yeah.
Right.
That's a good point.
Somebody like that, they definitely gonna have to nerf his powers.
Yeah.
Like
At least in the beginning.
yeah.
Not necessarily. They didn't
wanna
nerf
teach
Wanda.
That's
they
true, but like him being such a smaller character.
Yeah. Well, they did nerf Wanda for the first 6 years that she
That's true.
existed. You know,
That's
and
true.
now that she's
Well, no,
Scarlet
she
Witch,
said that she
Darkhold.
was. Well, she said she chose to be that way. She's like, I tried to be patient with you, or whatever she said.
Yeah. Well,
Or she was like, this was me being patient, and then she just killed everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
But I feel like because she was so young and like inexperienced with her power, like the Darkhold really unlocked that like next level ability that she.
Nah, she
had.
probably learned some crazy stuff in there. Just reading.
You said just
That's-
reading.
that's where she's been at.
No, it's true.
Since
Just
WandaVision,
true.
reading
That's
the
all she's
Darkhold.
been doing. It was reading the Darkhold.
So can we real quick just touch base on the fact that like the book that was supposed to stop Wanda was just destroyed super easy, and the Darkhold was
said that.
destroyed by a knife.
Yeah.
That was one of my biggest complaints. I was like, I know.
So like
yeah, I didn't get
the
all that.
two
It's
most
did she really have to die
powerful
like that?
magic books in history were destroyed
By
by
a knife.
fire and a knife.
No, that's true. It's
crazy.
Actually.
Well, did you notice that when he dropped the one book, a page ripped out and it had the star on it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious as to what that was about. But I have more of a thinker question for you guys. Do you guys like analyzing movies and breaking them down by a chance?
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about the couple times that Wanda breaks the fourth wall and looks like directly at you? Like,
I
what
liked
did you
it.
think of that as like impactfulness to the movie? Do you feel like, like it was just kind of like a showy thing, or do you think like it really had?
That's
an
a great
impact?
question. To be honest, I thought it was going to have more of an impact than it did. I liked that they did it though, if that makes sense. Like I enjoyed the choice because it shows that one, she could do that, and it's just like the WandaVision thing. It was kind of like a reference and callback to it, but at the same time, I thought that it was maybe if they put it more in the movie.
Because
or
I was
if
gonna
it,
ask, like, do you think it actually played a role? Like, do you
Right.
think that's something that she actually can do, or do you think that was just like a a camera thing. Like they did that for the audience in the film, but it didn't really play any stakes in the actual movie itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she really, it's not like she talked to the audience. Like she just
Right,
looked
that's
at
kind
us.
of what I'm saying.
You know what I
like,
mean?
if,
Like-
if it was maybe more into it, it could have been more impactful.
Right.
I feel
Because
like.
I mean, she needed America to even jump to a different universe. So like, you think she's strong enough to look to another universe? Like to look, you know what I mean?
It's breaking the fourth wall, talking to literally the audience.
That's what I
that's the
mean.
thing that she did in WandaVision. So I feel like it was just,
She did do that. You're right.
you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
feel like it was
yeah,
just a callback to say that she's in control at all times, type of thing.
Okay.
But
I like that.
I'm not too
See,
sure.
I took it the way that you did. Like, I don't think it has an impact on the universe at all.
Mhm.
But I thought it had a huge impact. Just, I don't know, like when she look, like when you make eye contact with her, like she is not Wanda anymore at
No,
all. And,
true,
like the deadness that she just gets, like in her eyes,
Mhm.
like is so good. And I'm so happy that she's on for another. I think it's 8 years or something like that. Like, I can't
Yep.
wait to see where they go with that character and with
Yeah.
her as an actress. Like,
Me
she's still
too.
growing into that role.
Yeah.
And like,
No, she was phenomenal. Honestly, like I was saying, that her acting was so good that it didn't even. I think that made me not be as upset about the things that I was upset about. Like she just held the movie so well because of how good she was acting.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, like I almost cried like 2 times just
Nah,
from
me
her
too. Just off of
acting.
her.
Like,
Me too.
Bro.
Me
like-
She
too.
was eating.
like the one scene, which actually I'm sorry, I predicted 2 things. The first one was that she had made the mirage. The second one was I was a little bit off with it, but the one scene where she's kneeling down and she's like right when they destroy the Darkhold and she's kind of trapped between the two.
Yup. Oh, that scene is insane.
And like she's talking to them like in 616, but they're not
Oh,
there,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
That
And
scene
then
is
it was
amazing.
flipping back and forth.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. She's
Her
like
acting was
this.
next level
Bro, that,
in that
that part
scene.
was
Oh my
crazy.
God.
That's crazy.
Like
Oh my
my
God.
heart broke for her right then.
Mhm.
But her looking like at me though, it gave me very Revenge of the Sith vibes. Like after
Oh, I
Anakin
feel
slaughters
that.
everybody and he does that over the shoulder look so you can see like
Yep.
just the one yellow eye. Like
Nah, that's
that's
a really
the
good
kind of
point.
feeling that I got from her, like just turning and like she literally just slaughters a bunch of people and then just turns and looks
And
right
this
at
looks
you.
true.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I know you're not real, but like you might be real.
I feel that. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the like look at the camera concept. Like again, you
Me
said it's like a
too.
callback to WandaVision, which is awesome. But I think at least for this movie, I don't think it necessarily had the same effect. I mean, I think it showed really that, like you said, Mark, she's dead. Like Wanda is gone.
Yeah.
It is no longer her. You see the death in her eyes and like the despair that she has. I mean, like you saw that pain when she was in Westview, and like that's how she created Westview. And now we're talking like amplified times 100 power.
Yeah.
So I want to see like what she creates next. Like, what is her next thing? Does she create a whole nother fucking universe? Like, what is going on? Because I mean, she realistically could. At
It's
this
so
point.
to me, it's so far that she's also aware of how powerful she is. Like she
Yeah,
literally told Doctor
true.
Strange was like, "I was sparing you by not coming there myself." Like, and
Oh
I'm
my
like, "Yo,
God.
it's like some of the lines she had in this movie was so
No, her
ruthless,
lines
bro."
were. She had
Yeah,
crazy
she
lines.
straight up looked at Reed Richards and he's like,
That's the one I
I
was
have
about to
3 kids. And she's like, is the mother alive? And as soon as she
Yo.
said that, I was like,
Oh my.
I was like, this is not
God.
your average Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Question.
Someone's there to take care of them. Bam.
Right. Oh my God. Everyone in the theater was just like, "Oh my God!" Like, oh, like she said it to us. Like,
Yeah,
really?
no,
You
that
feel
was a
way?
hard line,
No, it's
bro.
horrible. People were mentioning this, and I didn't even think about it at the time, because the line was so effective that he mentioned his kids, and I'm like, oh, are they like teasing that they will go down that line, or do y'all just think it was a
Just like Easter
reference?
egg for
Yeah,
fans.
like I feel like Marvel's the type to never say things without.
Thinking about it.
I think
Boom.
there's
That's
seeds
all.
that they're waiting to see what they want to do with.
Yeah.
Good
Because
point.
like we know that there's another Christine in other universes. We know that Doctor Strange is in other universe. So obviously there's in 616, there's a Reed Richards, there's a Charles Xavier somewhere. Like they're out there somewhere. And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't one of his kids become Kang the Conqueror?
Reed Richards, like descendant. Yeah.
That's like like wait.
So, I
It's
mean,
like,
you're
yeah, we're talking like almost like a millennia fucking later, but yeah.
Right.
But I'm saying though, if you're introducing Kang the Conqueror,
Right. They could connect it though.
Connect
in
it
that
to
way.
it,
you
can.
could make that. You could make that connection, but I think that they're waiting to see like what I would do personally is you plant those seeds, you come out with your Fantastic Four movie, you see how it's received well, then you start going that route.
Right. Yeah.
So-
People were just saying because how strong Franklin is.
Yeah, I
that
feel
they
like
were-
Franklin might be. I don't know. They
They were saying he's too strong for them to even like
for the
introduce type of thing.
MCU.
But
So I do have a question, and this is something that like now that we know that the multiverse exists and these characters technically exist in this universe, like Reed Richards exists, Professor X exists, fucking Black Bolt, you name it. We're aware that like Mark Spector's alive, that we have the Defenders, the whole nine. Is anybody else just super pissed off that like we let Hawkeye and Black Widow go fight the fucking Chitauri in New
that's real,
York?
though.
No, that's a real.
And like these people are just like, man, that must suck.
Bro, like they got families. Like
No, that's
these
facts.
other people are just flying in space,
No,
not
that's
doing
facts.
anything.
No, that's right.
Nah, that's real.
And they have
They
no
know.
powers.
At
And
all.
that's what I'm
saying,
saying,
like,
like,
it's-
to add on to that, like Moon Knight wasn't even blipped. He
No.
was there for 5 years,
That's true.
not doing shit.
And the funny thing, like the funny thing to me is I'm sitting there and I was like, you know what? Like, okay, Moon Knight was in London. Like, all right, you can't just jump to New York. But like the Defenders, they're all based out of New York.
That's true. Luke
I
Cage
feel
could
like
do
Marvel
something.
just gonna be like all of them were blipped. All of them were gone. Like that's gonna
True.
easy save.
But take me to the Battle
no.
of New York.
You're right. You're right.
Avengers 1. Like Jessica Jones was just like, nah.
Just looking like nah.
Yeah.
just pull the Wong.
Right.
Yeah.
They're in
Just
Hell's
pull the
Kitchen, so
Wong.
I mean, they could have been fighting.
That's
'cause
And they're part of the
that's
city.
gonna be the first Defenders movie. We're just gonna be back at
Oh,
the first
go back.
Avengers
Yo,
movie.
That's
that'd
actually
be
crazy.
From the
To
Defenders
To fill in
point
the
of view.
blanks for people. That
Right,
would be
yeah,
crazy.
that's
That
it.
would
They
be
could give me a
Just
little
the
show.
Defenders point of view.
That'd
But
be
yeah,
sick.
I thought that was crazy because like Luke Cage he's such a good character. And I mean, obviously Daredevil's huge. Like we're waiting for that to fully step into the MCU now. I'm not a huge Iron Fist fan, but like I respect it. And then Jessica Jones, like that was a great series. But like the Kilgrave, could you imagine if Kilgrave got into like, I don't know, the
Oh my
Hulk?
god. Oh my god.
Like, I mean, I'm talking like this.
No, that would be really bad.
Thor.
Yeah, and
True.
Mark and I were at this like Comic-Con event that was in Philly. And
Fan
it
Expo.
was
sick.
Fan expo in Philly.
Oh,
It was
sick.
awesome. And they actually had David Tennant there and he was answering questions about like
Wow.
Kilgrave and like who
That's sick.
Kilgrave would be like the, most likely to take over of his other characters. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting. But I was just like, you know what? I always thought about that. I was like, these people existed during that time.
No, seriously. Like,
Nah,
what were
fuck
y'all
that.
doing?
Where the fuck were you?
Honestly,
I'm
I
not
think
saying
about
you
that
gotta,
with
like
small
join the
things all the
Avengers,
time.
but like you
too.
weren't even there.
You could have
Nah,
did
facts.
something.
Hopefully they were saving people. I'm gonna give them that.
True.
Like hopefully.
Honestly, even the same connection with like, remember maybe they set that up on purpose with us. Remember when Hawkeye came out, the finale, in the same week as Spider-Man came out, when they had the scene that was at the same exact place? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
when
The
he swung
ending
back, 'cause
scene,
his ending
and that's
swung
where they
past.
were fighting.
Yeah.
I'm like, there ain't no way.
That he ain't just.
Somebody
lit.
saw something,
Right,
right?
right,
Unless
right.
if the
That would've been,
timeline
like
is
a
not
year
on.
later. Timeline.
No,
Is
it's
it?
the- no, I think it's
Is
the
it
same
the
time.
same year?
I thought it was the same. Yeah.
I think it should have been. But no, I agree with you. Like,
Well, what I think it was too, it could have been like, because Hawkeye only takes place over like 3 days.
3 days. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, good
Yeah, I
point.
mean, so
Good
Spider Man
point.
could have been like early December, where decorations for Christmas and stuff are still like they never said it was Christmas Eve,
Right.
True.
to where like they specifically said it was Christmas Eve multiple times. In
No, that's true.
Hawkeye.
Nah,
I'm
that's
just
facts.
thinking because I'm like, don't he got no friends? Like,
I mean, it
he
felt
coulda-
like maybe he don't.
maybe he was in his had headphones.
Just walking
I
down
don't
the
know.
street like, huh?
It's like I
this is a
didn't-
beautiful snow.
Because there's no way they were loud. I'm not
that's
sure.
fine.
you know what though? I wish that even a reference, something happened and that's how they brought Wilson Fisk into Spider-Man.
That would be
Like
so
whether,
perfect.
Spider-Man did, whether he like swung by and like, thwarted something that was going on by accident
Yep.
and he just
Yep.
hated that character. He's like, fuck that.
Yeah,
character. I don't
from
like
the
that
jump.
guy."
That'd be so perfect.
That would be lit.
Oh, don't we need that?
I just Dude, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at myself. I literally was just thinking about Daredevil, like when the invasion first starts. Like he's
There's
blind.
no idea what the
like,
fuck's going on.
Oh no! No, I can't.
Oh man.
Oh, this is so bad.
like you're sitting there like on your couch doing whatever. You just hear like a whale outside your window. You're just like,
You can just see him looking around like,
He started touching stuff. He's like, "Am I still here?" Oh my god.
no, that kind of
this
would
is
have been a
bad.
man. They wouldn't do that, but they should though.
Stevie would be lost too. Good thing Stevie ain't in this.
that would be the next post credit scene.
Oh,
Oh my god, that's crazy.
oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, those are, I mean, yeah, little fan theories like that. Like I love thinking about that kind of stuff. It's dumb, it's funny, but like, what the fuck happened, man? Like where were you?
Right? Like, what was something was going on?
No, it's
There
facts.
ain't no way.
Because you
Let me
gotta
ask
think
y'all-
about it, like the Marvel universe is so large, and I like to equate it to people like the boys. Like there are the seven, and that's like your Justice League or your
Right.
Avengers.
Right.
And then you got like the offshoot people in like, Missouri that are like the farm town hero, the Bible thumpers that like,
Yep.
that's where Starlight came from. Like she was a hero of her own right. And those fucking people exist in the Marvel universe.
Right.
True.
It's true.
True.
There's like this random heroes all over the place. Now they're not all big. Like Jessica Jones, like she doesn't want to be a hero. She just is a hero.
Right.
But like Luke Cage kind of came into his own. I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Daredevil, like that was just that. I mean, I could watch that show over and over again. That
over
was
again,
one of my
yeah.
favorite series.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of excited to see how they go about this show
Yeah.
because I have no idea how they're gonna do the take on it. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like if it's gonna get as dark, if they do it in a way where it doesn't need to be, but still is very good. How are they gonna do that? You know what I mean?
I'm wondering now, like after Multiverse of Madness, and knowing like we all know that Secret Wars is coming. That's like the end game,
The next
to this
big
phase.
level event. Yeah.
I'm wondering like how quickly are they gonna be on bringing new characters in that we want to see to get
good
as we
point.
get there, or is it gonna be like we'll get a lot of them during that time period? You know what I mean? Like you said, if it's a 3-movie situation, you could be introducing new characters during that time as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just curious to see. Because we got a lot, like, we all been, like, wondering what the X-Men and the Mutants, and we thought this was going to be the time they bring them in. They still haven't
It's
brought them
still
in
not,
yet.
true.
I mean, we kind of did, obviously, in the multiverse, but, like, our universe doesn't have them yet. Or we don't know them yet.
And they're definitely gonna have to be there for Secret Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's a
I
big
think
thing.
it-
Like, go ahead, Mark.
No, I was gonna say, like, if they are doing Secret Wars, like, what better time than like whoever the big bad is, whether it's Galactus or whether it's whoever they're gonna fight, like, hey, we need more than the Avengers. Well, now you have the X-Men, the Avengers, the Young Avengers, Dark Avengers, the Midnight Suns, whoever, whatever teams, like all coming together. So it's maybe like they could introduce them that way.
The fucking Eternals, which I was having conversations today and I was like, all right, like name 5 Phase 4 MCU movies. Go ahead, name 5 of them.
Oh, us?
Oh wait, 5? Okay,
5?
I'll do it. The Spider-Man obviously counts, right? I'm just
Yep,
thinking of so many
Spider-Man.
stuff. Okay, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange 2,
Black Widow.
Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and
Eternals.
Eternals.
And the
right?
Eternals.
Yeah.
And I saw this thing online. I just happened to be like scrolling through Instagram today. And it was like rank them. And I was like, that is like really tough. Like, I mean, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange are like 1 and 2 respectively. Like depending on,
I feel
whether
like
you're a
they're just up
Spider-Man
there
guy or whether
regardless.
you're
Mhm.
like you could interchange those two. Cool. I want to say Shang-Chi 3, Black Widow, and then Eternals. Eternals just it didn't do it for me.
That's crazy. I would put Eternals over Black Widow, but that's the only thing I would change. I
But
would
me too.
actually.
Me too. That's my list, yours, what you
Yeah.
just said, yeah.
I like Black Widow though. I
I
enjoy
love
it.
don't
Black
count
Widow.
I don't think Black Widow should be considered a Phase 4 movie because timeline wise, it's technically
It's not.
Oh, true. Still
Before
on the.
Well, I mean, if you
That's
want to get
true.
technical with it, then like
or no
Captain
Phase 3.
Marvel.
That'd be Phase 3.
I mean, Captain Marvel would be a Phase 1 movie.
True.
Oh, you're saying if you're going.
If you're going by the
Timeline-wise.
timeline,
Yeah, because
God.
Captain
If
Marvel
you're
would
going
technically
through-
be Phase 1, and I don't want to even admit that because she doesn't belong in the same ranking as Iron Man. But
I have a question. If you meet Brie Larson, what are you gonna do?
I need you to understand that it took
Okay.
everything in me to not yell at a random girl at this Comic-Con thing. who was dressed as Captain Marvel carrying
Oh.
Mjolnir, and I was like, you don't deserve to
Oh,
carry.
We
my
walked in the door and he
God.
was about to leave.
I was like, I'm out. Nope, I'm done. I'm leaving.
We
And they're like,
didn't,
no,
like,
don't leave. I was like, no, fuck it.
No. Oh no, this is in your heart. This is in your heart. You can't get rid of this hate. You can't get rid of this hate. I feel you.
So, again, I was cool with the new. They want to make her the new Captain Marvel. Let's go.
He's like, he said, bring it on. Oh, that's great.
I did
Oh,
enjoy the
man.
job. I did enjoy her job on this on the
true.
John though.
Anybody, and it's
Speaking of that, wait, sorry. Are you excited for the Marvels then, or no? Because it's Brie Larson, or do you actually want to see it?
I'm excited for Miss Marvel, and like the Marvels and the concept behind it. Like her, obviously, her costume is inspired by Captain Marvel because it's the red and blue and gold. But like she wants to be like a strong female character, and like I'm cool with that. Just don't make it too political because it doesn't need to be. It's
I do feel that.
movie. Like
Yeah, no, that's true.
I mean, look at Endgame, and like they had like the whole girl team up thing. Like I'm cool with that. That's fine. You didn't make it political. That the girls all teamed up and they showed you that like girls have strong power. Now, if every one of those women went off and did what Brie Larson did and had a fucking interview in the real world and was like, no,
Yeah.
we're the best. We're the strongest people of the fucking Endgame movie. No, then I hate all of you. I fucking hate you because you're liars.
I feel that.
You're
I do
lying.
feel
The
that.
only one that can say that is Elizabeth Olsen. She's the
That's
only one
facts.
that can talk shit.
Not as
like literally, she was murking Thanos. Like she would have
Nah, seriously.
slaughtered Thanos by herself.
Right.
If he
that's
didn't
real.
drop a million missiles on her.
Yeah.
facts.
Also, oh, sorry, I was just saying to the Endgame scene. Honestly, the women scene that they tried to do was very forced. In Infinity War, that scene was perfect. The way that they set that up, you know what I mean? So like, they just have to treat it that way.
Correct. Again,
You
don't
know what I mean?
don't force it to happen like they all the women are just standing together for no
Out of
reason.
nowhere, like
Yeah.
See, and I think that's what they did in Doctor Strange. I think they did that subtly because if you noticed, like the men died off first in the Illuminati, other than Xavier.
Oh, true. With that
Wow.
last.
But honestly,
Like, it was-
the fact that I didn't even realize that, I feel like that's like
And
a
that's what I'm
quality
saying,
way
so,
to
like,
do
it
it.
was-
Yeah.
Like she took
Good
out
point.
Black Bolt, then she took out Reed Richards, then you had the girl team up of
Yep.
Captain Marvel and
That is dope.
Oh, also, Captain Carter.
Captain
Can we
Carter.
just talk
Captain
real
Carter.
quick? Why did fucking Captain America never get a jetpack?
No, seriously, I was like, how does she just have one? There's no backstory. No backstory.
I don't think Captain
Where'd she get a
America
jet?
ever had one. I think it was only her.
No, but I'm saying, like,
Yeah,
did Steve never get offered a jetpack?
Right? Like, what happened?
No, that's facts. Nah, cause she be
No,
using
seriously.
it too. She using it pretty coolly. Like she'll run and use it and
Yeah,
move
I know
around,
his
like-
feet got hurt. He had to go to. He had his own masseuse. Had to.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
no way. It's no way.
That was cool as shit. I was like, damn, she got a jetpack and everything. Like, that's
That
awesome.
was fly.
Yeah,
that was super cool.
After watching What If and then seeing her live action, like I need more. I kind of want more of her.
You know, someone brought this up, but they were like, "Ooh, that can get problematic,"
Why?
because then it's gonna come off like, like political.
Or like they're replacing.
Like they're
Captain
replacing
America.
because they just got the black cap, and then they were just like, "Oh, we're gonna reverse it
replace her
with
with-
women cap."
yeah.
I was like, "All right, guys, I don't think it's like that. It's just
I feel
there's
like
three
we'll
different
definitely
Captain Americas that
see
we enjoy
her
seeing."
in Secret Wars, and that'll
Yeah,
be
for sure.
lit.
Oh, but you think that'll be it?
No, I said that'll be lit.
Oh yeah,
But as
I
far-
would take a show though.
I would too, but I mean, you.
Like
How
I
would
said.
that make sense? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, because I know she's coming back for What If season 2.
True.
If now here is an interesting way they could do it, and I think it would have been, and nothing against Sam as the Falcon
Right.
Captain America.
Right.
I think it would have been really well done if they had, because Stephen Peggy has such a rich history. If he met her during the time
Come on.
that he was
I thought
alive,
about that, and then they switched.
and either they switched or like, because Steve is such a like a Boy Scout, and he's like, oh my god, like Peggy, like look at you, and they're like trading shields. And they're like, oh, like how does yours look? And they're like so fascinated with the fact that each other are who they are because
Yeah.
they don't exist in their other universe.
That's super.
And
cool.
again, they could definitely do that with Sam, and I think they could do it well because again, he is still technically he's a Boy Scout. He doesn't have the super soldier serum, so he's not on that level. But I think he holds himself well because of who he is.
I agree.
And I
Not
think
sure.
that was the better choice out of him and Bucky. Like I want to see Bucky keep doing his Winter Soldier thing. Like keep going on doing your thing. Sam is like the next logical choice in that. I was
Mhm.
not super happy about it at first because I was like, Sam, you're very much like Captain America, but like that's what they needed for that show.
That's a
Nah,
good
sure,
point. That's a very good point.
But yeah, I think
So
God, Mark.
go on, Steve.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, I think if you brought a lot of like the what if stuff in to the live action, like into the multiverse or into, the Quantum Mania stuff, I
Mhm.
think that would be a pretty cool way to get your live action version of that and also make it so like it's a one off. Like the Illuminati, that was a one off. Like we don't ever
Mhm.
need to see that again. But I
Right.
saw it and I know it's there and I know it exists. I'm cool with it.
That's a good point. Mhm.
Not true.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. Obviously we got Multiverse of Madness now. I thought this is one thing I thought we were gonna get at the end is some way that Billy and Tommy were gonna be into the main universes.
Good point.
Now that we didn't get that in this movie, how do you guys think that's gonna happen going forward?
America Chavez. Maybe that's what they're doing.
Oh,
I didn't even
And
think
that's
about
where
that.
I think that they're gonna run to where what I would do is I would run to she goes to Xavier for help, she meets other mutants, then you go into the House of M, she makes the deal with Steve's boy Mephisto, she gets her kids, and then she erases all the mutants, and then that's pretty much your snap for this phase. Her saying no more mutants, and now they're all gone. It's like we just got them. Because like who was it? What was it? Black Panther? No, Spider-Man. Like we had just
Yeah.
got Spider-Man. We like barely even got his like I don't think
And
his
then
first
got
movie came
snapped.
out before Infinity War, did it?
I think his first movie did.
yeah,
His second movie
yeah,
did.
second one didn't.
After Civil War.
Okay, so yeah. So like we just got Spider-Man and they're like, and he's gone.
He's gone, yeah.
See you. So, but now I wanted to know, like, what would you guys rate this movie out of 10? 10 being best, first being, 1 being Morbius.
I like that.
8.5.
I agree. 8.5.
8
yeah,
or
same.
8.5. Yeah,
Yeah.
8.5 in between there.
Okay, no, I can definitely get in there. I'm probably closer to like a 9. I'd be like 8.7. And it like I thought it was such a good movie, and like I said in the beginning, strictly because none of my expectations were met in the best way possible.
True.
Also, can one real quick? I know Mark, you're gonna give it a fucking glaring review. You loved the movie, 10 out of 10. Would watch again. How much time passed in 616 when all this shit was happening? Like, does time move differently in other universes? Because Doctor Strange decayed really fucking fast.
Oh, when he came back, when the zombie, when he was trying
like,
They
to.
literally buried him, and 45 minutes later, he was
he like woke up and was
That is true. There was
destroyed.
a lot of time in between because he can't.
Yeah, that is a good question. How like after
Yeah, he should not be that dead.
no, he was like literally falling apart.
Whoa. And he was in the 616
Yes.
universe, right?
That's where he brought him out of.
Oh, I do not know.
I'm curious if like time moves differently in different universes.
It has to. Or like that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Or that, or like it's something weird in the ground over there at his crib.
And he brought it over here? Yeah.
like,
Like
I
a
don't know.
symbiote or something?
Or maybe
like,
he
just
is
brought
from
it
another
over-
universe, so like maybe it's just some type of chemical reaction because they did mention that she was like, I don't know if you have some type of weird thing going on.
Oh,
with
she
you.
did
That's why
say
we got to
that.
keep you in a box. Like,
Yeah, that makes
Maybe.
sense. Again, it could have been any number of things. I'm sure Kevin Feige could explain it away. It was just one of those like, he's really dead. Like he just died and he's really dead now. Like, goddamn. Like what
Yeah.
happened?
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I'm so glad that they brought the zombie Strange into it because like that was so cool. And the fact that he
was
like
cool.
controlled the demons and made them.
Bro, I was gonna mention that whole scene, bro. Like when the demons first pop up, and then you could see him in his eyes and moving around and stuff, and then to the point where he can control them. That's the part was insane to me, bro. Like visually, that just looks so cool. Like him flying with them, like
Yeah,
using
no,
them
it
to
was
fly,
nuts.
and like it's crazy. Cause I even feel like Wanda was like, "Yo, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
What is going
She was like,
on?"
I didn't even know you could do all that. Look at you.
And then he sicks them on her, like
Yeah, no, that scene was crazy.
yeah, it was insane, man.
All right, Mark,
the
go
only-
ahead.
Well, no, just to go off that, was one of the only parts that I really didn't understand. Because I'm like, if she's possessed by the Book of the Damned, doesn't she have the same, like her
Powers.
universe's version of, the Souls of the Damned? Like,
Right.
where she just like,
She
she
definitely
could.
could have.
but
Sure.
here's my hot take because
Uh-oh.
I think Steve would think that this is a hot take, but this for me is, if not the best Marvel movie that's come out, easily number 2. behind Infinity War.
Whoa.
Like I put it over Endgame. I love Spider-Man. Thought it was great. I put it over Spider-Man. Like this for me was it was just so different and so original. And we've been getting so much cookie cutter superhero for them for like 2 phases now.
Yep.
The fact that now they're willing to take these risks and
True. I like it.
do what
Yeah.
they did. Like her kill count has to be in the hundreds, if not
Yeah.
thousands.
In just one
Yeah.
movie. We're not even talking Sokovia, what she
No,
did there.
seriously.
Nah, facts.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and like even in Moon Knight, though, like he has that one room locked in his head where it's just all the corpses of the people he killed.
Yeah.
So like they're taking you this darker
That's
route
true.
now,
Right.
and I'm loving it. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm 100% biased. I am a huge Wanda Maximoff fan, so like for me, this was like my fan service movie that I've been waiting for. This was her movie. It was not Doctor Strange's
No.
movie at all.
They should've just called it Doctor Strange Wanda.
Yeah.
That's
That's
all.
all.
Or just the Scarlet Witch.
Right.
It was her
honestly.
movie. Like
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think very similar to like Captain America Civil War. It definitely wasn't a Captain America movie.
True.
Like, well,
You're right. That's the second. We were trying to figure that out
it's an
earlier
Avengers
today.
movie.
Yeah.
for
We were
sure.
trying to figure
They were
out.
saying this is the Civil War of the Magic Civil War,
yeah.
basically.
Or Winter Soldier, like a evil Winter Soldier movie.
No, it is. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yes. True.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, that
and
wasn't Captain America's movie either.
yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Not
Like-
That's the thing. Yeah, Captain America's only had one movie, by the way.
That's true. Damn. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But-
Mark, I agree with you though. Like this did for me what other movies haven't, strictly because it was so dark, and like
Yeah.
it was gritty, it was gruesome, it was bloody, like the whole nine. I mean, I loved that fact because I'm a huge horror movie fan, and like I felt those like that like tightness in your chest, like during watching a horror movie, like oh shit, like that's fucking, that's oh my god, like. That was like a mixture of fucking Saw and Paranormal Activity and fucking
Right.
The Exorcism and Jesus Christ.
I'm still surprised at some of the things that they were allowed to do with this movie. Like, it's really some Raimi things. Like I loved how like certain parts of the movie, like when Wanda was like looking around, how the camera was like on her. The shots that they would get are super horror shots. You know what I mean? Like you don't see those outside of horror movies. You know what I mean?
No.
Like super fire to me how they leaned into that. Like I mean, obviously they can only do so much being a Disney film.
For sure.
But like where they went with it is surprising to me.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm more comfortable with them doing Blade because I'm like,
I was just about to say that. I was like, wow, I didn't even think about how they can go with Blade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
point.
Blade, The Punisher,
Yes.
obviously Moon Knight, Deadpool,
Midnight Suns in general.
Yeah,
Ghost Rider.
I'm here
Yeah.
for all of that. Like you give me a Midnight Suns movie, I'm down. Or even
I'd
a,
rather have
like,
a
give me a
series.
spin-off series. Yeah, like I'll
Oh,
take
yeah, I would
whatever I
love
can, man.
that.
At this
Wow.
point, like just I'll be dead before Marvel runs out of shit to keep making. Like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure. For like maybe grandkids.
Nah, right.
They might not be here.
No, that's
Like
right.
they're gonna be here for a long time.
Let me ask you this one question. I don't know if we talked about this yet or not, but how do y'all feel about the post-credit scenes? Both of them. Both.
The second one, I don't even want to.
The second one, I don't even
want to.
Were you upset by? Because I know, like, I found this out later. I'm not the biggest Sam Raimi fan, so I didn't really know the reference to the Evil Dead that was.
yeah,
but like,
actually, Evil Dead.
right. So I know that second was like for the Sam Raimi fans. Like, how did y'all feel about both of them?
So I thought it was like the second one was funny, just strictly for the fact that it, like Mark and I were talking, it's like a Deadpool post-credit scene. Like, what are you still doing here? Like, it's over. Okay, I get it. Like, and again, Ash and the Evil Dead, it's a big Sam Raimi project. Like, all right, cool, got it.
You even said in the theater, you looked at me and you're like, "Yep, Marvel, you got me again."
And I mean, that's all I have to say. Like, holy shit! Like, I fucking waited for that, but I get it.
Yeah.
The first post-credit scene though, I want to hear your guys' take on it before I think I have hotter take.
Okay.
He doesn't like it.
I'm hype about it. Like, I think that they're
Yeah.
really leaning into the multiverse now, and we're getting to get a lot more of it. And I'm curious to see where they go with it now that they're introducing characters like Kang and all these other people.
To be. Oh, sorry.
What was your opinion on it? So, do you know the character's name first of all?
Yeah, clear.
Clear, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I know that she's also a sorcerer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange's wife from
Right.
another universe. I
Uh-huh.
believe.
Um, I think the potential of that is very high. Is all. Like whatever they're gonna do with that story, especially with him and still having the third. Like, there's a lot that you can put in just that one scene. So I like it because of that, and I don't mind Charlize Theron because she's good in other things. I just have to see, you know what I mean? Is that
So I am not that I don't think that it's like a worthwhile venture here, but like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna just name 3 post-credit scenes just from Phase 4 that I don't know if they're gonna pan out.
Okay.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I don't like. Again, he has the highest potential for panning out. Eternals. You got Black Knight. Is that even going to be a thing, or are we just going to forget about that in 6 months?
I heard that's Midnight Suns.
Yeah, I'm hearing
I
he's
heard
gonna
that's
be in
why
Blade.
is
Yeah.
the one to
And
say
then
it.
Moon Knight.
Midnight
He
That
hasn't even
one is
signed
like-
on for anything
Yeah.
after season 1.
That is the one I'm with you there.
Yeah.
So like,
Is it-
if I had to rank them, it would be Doctor Strange, then the Eternals, and then Moon Knight, and like the relevancy of like where they might end up in the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
Oh wait, to help your
No,
what you
you're
said
good.
about the Black Knight one. I actually heard that. Can somebody help me with his name? I always forget. Kid Harington.
yeah.
I heard Kid Harington possibly is being signed on to be in Blade though.
Okay, so yeah, I would
So
take that.
that
And
could
again,
be
like,
that.
I feel like because Eternals was such a poor movie, that it wasn't a bad movie itself, it's just a bad Marvel movie. Like, I mean, it's almost like forgettable. Like, I mean, you if you asked me to like recite a part of that movie, I could maybe give you one of the trailer touch
they
points. but, like,
reference Batman and Superman.
yeah, they
That's all I
reference
remember from
DC's
that movie.
heroes, and
Oh, I
like I'm like,
forgot that.
okay, cool. That's really all I got. Like, and then the guy who was from fucking Silicon Valley, the comedian, who was like the famous guy in the real world.
Oh,
He had like the cameraman with him the entire time. I can't remember his name.
Nagiani.
Oh
Camille Nagiani, yeah.
Got you.
Camille
got you.
Nagiani,
So, like,
yeah.
He was probably my favorite one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I like
And,
that.
like, That's the most memorable part of that movie, was the fact that he basically just made a joke of him being a god.
I just feel like that movie was more like all explanation, all backstory, all setting things up. Because even I feel like some of the little things that they said, I feel like will pay off later. Like the line he had about Thor, like following him around all the time, and like we're probably gonna see that pay off, like when they see each other again.
I would love to see that. And again, like I said, if you talk to me in 3 years and we revisit how Eternals actually impacted the MCU, it might be a completely different opinion. Like, it's like, holy shit, that really did set up like an entirely new echelon of character. Okay, awesome. But right now, I'm like, that doesn't tie into shit at all. Like, I'm just gonna shelf that for now, and we'll figure it out later.
I do feel you there. Also, last thing to go back to the Scarlet Witch thing, I heard I don't know if this is the next time we'll see her, but I'm assuming based off of that, the way that it ended, is that the Young Avengers story that they're doing is Children's Crusade.
Okay.
And that is literally her as the villain with Doctor Doom, right?
Yeah, and them looking for her, right?
Yeah,
I'm
so I would be
pretty
cool
sure.
with that. Now, if we're doing Young Avengers, are we including Wiccan and Speed?
They're the leads of that
Okay.
story. That's why they were saying
Right.
that.
But we
they're
need to
gonna
get
do
them
that.
like it's because now it's like where
because they
are
have to be older as all for that.
Like where are they?
Yeah.
At
And
this point.
I'd be completely okay with that. Like, I would love to see that. Bring me a Hulkling, your Stature, your Hawkeye, your Iron Lad, or your Iron Heart, and your Spider-Man. Or yeah, maybe Spider-Man's a little too big for that now, which is fine. Like, whatever. But give me that. Like, that's fine. I would 110%
Not if you bring in
take
Miles
that.
Morales.
Yeah,
That's what
bring
I
in
was saying.
Miles.
Just bring
I'm
that was-
super
Bring in
hyped for the next
Miles and you put him
Spider-Man.
there.
Yeah, for the
Me too.
Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, like the Spider-Verse 2.
Mhm.
I'm so mad they pushed that back, man.
too.
I know, I am too, but
But-
you know what? As far as Sony projects go, that might be one of my favorites.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they're the only ones that there's only been one, but there
Yeah.
was no misses to that movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Low-key,
like there was nothing wrong.
it's
with the
arguably
movie.
the best Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Arguably.
I don't even know if it's arguably. No Way Home is phenomenal. It's just like there was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
No,
You know what I mean?
When you look at like the voice actors they had for it,
Mhm.
phenomenal. The
Phenomenal.
soundtrack they had in there, like that is almost on repeat for my gym playlist. Like
You know, the
it
soundtrack was
like,
nuts. Yeah.
it was good. It was just an
Yeah.
all over good movie. It was funny. It was serious. It had some good
The
emotional
animation was
parts
nuts.
to it. And it showed you like this kid who didn't necessarily want powers, but like he got them anyway. And then he did what he needed to do.
Yeah.
And like it, you know, obviously in Spider-Man, you know, if you took even the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, like he had his mishaps, but like this was him really trying. Like, and he had a mentor, which I thought was kind of cool. And in his universe, Spider-Man died. He watched Spider-Man die, so he felt like he was responsible to step up. Like, you know, someone gave me these powers, and like I got to do something about it.
Yep.
No, man.
Yep.
And
Then had to
I
deal
love
with
that.
his
Like it was
uncle's like betrayal.
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
whole nut story. Crazy.
But yeah, I mean, that's really all I've got. I mean, we've been talking for a while now. I'm sure we could talk for hours and hours and hours, but I mean, we definitely got to do this again sometime. You know, we
Yeah,
got a lot of stuff
always.
coming out over the summer. Just
yeah.
the end of this year, we'll definitely figure something out. We'll all got to get together.
For sure.
For sure.
You guys got, I mean, go ahead, plug your stuff, do your things.
We're Listen 3000, obviously. I am Zen. This is Cesar. Make sure you follow us at Listen 3K Podcast on Twitter and Listen 3000 on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music and all that good stuff. You know what I mean?
And that's about it. Thank y'all again.
Yeah.
Y'all the
Absolutely.
best.
Thank y'all so
It's
much.
always so great
Always.
talking to
Always
you
a
guys.
pleasure, guys.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah. What's our next
so-
one? What's the next big one? Big movie
Thor.
I
coming?
think
Thor?
Thor?
Thor.
Thor
we
the
could
Black
definitely try
Panther.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we got Obi-Wan coming out at the end of the
That's true.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
Then
first
we got
found out
Buzz
about
Lightyear
that
coming
too.
out next month.
To be honest, that looks phenomenal. I know
Yo.
we haven't talked about that today. That looks
so
so good.
Yeah, nah,
it
it's
looks
facts.
so good. like I
I'm the
can't
only
wait.
one
I
that's
cannot
not
wait.
interested in it.
Oh, really? Even though you know what the story is?
Yeah. Like
Oh,
we saw
man,
the
you don't
trailer.
care?
but we
Yeah,
saw it,
yeah.
but, like
I'm gonna see it just because I'm a big Disney person. So like,
Me
I
too,
have to
me
see it.
too.
And it's Chris
Yeah.
Evans. Like, I'm like, all right, you got me.
To be honest, I didn't really want to see it until I found out that it was the story that's in the universe of Toy
Yes.
Story.
So like,
that's what made me
who
be like,
the
okay,
action
that's
figure's
pretty
based
cool.
off of.
Right.
Yeah.
That's super creative, by the way.
That's
like,
the only reason I was like, all right, that's a cool take. Yeah, that's really creative.
Absolutely. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. As always, you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Something Super Podcast, on Twitter at SS Podcast 52. We're on all of your major streaming platforms. Anchor, thank you so much for hosting us. Last but not least, I'm Steve,
Mark.
and we'll catch you guys next week.